I'm an instructional designer at an academic institution, so I have to produce a lot of my storyline projects with closed captioning. I use Steve Flowers' example as a base, and then our struggle has been to automate that to make the whole process faster. So I'm going to give you a quick look at one of the techniques we've come up with to automate the process. I'm going to let you see a brief sample first so you can see what's going on, and then I'll go over the details of what's actually happening.
Wake up. 0.00 tab 1.32 page up 1.32 tab 1.75 page up.
So as you saw, my computer is talking to itself. It's saying numbers that it's getting from an Excel spreadsheet, and then it's typing those numbers into the object timings for each of the caption objects I have in Storyline. So let's talk about the hardware you need to make this happen. First of all, you have to have a Mac. I could not make this happen on a PC. I tried several times. You'll also need a standard headset with a microphone, and then you'll need a pair of computer speakers or a Rocket, which I'll talk about in a second. For software, you'll need a copy of Parallels or VMware Fusion with Windows so you can run Storyline, of course. You'll need a copy of Excel, and you will need text-to-speech enabled on the Mac side, and that's a native feature for the Mac operating system. On the Windows side of the fence, you will need Storyline, a copy of Dragon Naturally Speaking, and AutoHotKey, which is a macro program. I wanted to show you how the audio hardware is configured. Please excuse the mess on my desk. I have a standard headset microphone plugged into my Mac, and that port is being used by Windows through Parallels. I also have a Rocket attached to the headphone port on my Mac. A Rocket is a little portable speaker that people usually use with their iPod or their iPhone. Here I have it configured so that the sound is originating about where my mouth would be if I were wearing that headphone speaker set. So I wanted to talk about the Excel spreadsheet for just a minute. The Mac's text-to-speech option, which is an accessibility feature that comes with the Mac operating system, reads this spreadsheet file. And what's in the file, the first column are the start times for all of the different caption objects. And then you see some periods which are used to slow down the speech recognition because the voice recognition pauses when it hits a period. My student assistant Courtney figured that one out for me. And then you hit Tab, which moves you to the next field in Storyline, more periods, and then the duration that each of those caption objects should be on the screen. More periods, and then page up. When the computer reads page up, that's going to fire off a macro that we'll talk about in a minute. You may also notice I have a few commands built in here, like wake up and go to sleep to tell Dragon Naturally Speaking to start listening and stop listening, and also some commands for Storyline like click, show and tell end of slide, and click close to move through the dialog boxes in Storyline. On the PC side of the fence, I'm running Storyline, I'm also running Dragon Naturally Speaking, and I'm running AutoHotKey. And the only way you can see AutoHotKey is to look down in my taskbar beside the clock. Let's talk about page up for a second. When Dragon hears page up, it would virtually strike the page up key on my keyboard, which fires this AutoHotKey macro. I'm not going to explain the macro in depth here, but its job is to select the trigger underneath the trigger we currently have open and open the dialog box to enter the new timings. So when I'm ready to go, all I have to do is select the data, switch over to Storyline for a minute, and bring up the timings dialog box for the first object I want to time. Hit a key combination to make the Mac start reading my file.
Wake
and let
up.
the PC listen. Dragon's awake
Point
now.
00. Tab. 1.32. Page up.
There's my macro. And we're on the
1.32.
next dialog box.
Tab.
Thank you.
1.75. Page up.